thought it would be interesting to have him here so that he can have a conversation with us and and talk to us. So if you're just joining us once again, this is Chit Chat with the Stars on Ben Television, and this is powered by World Remit, the fastest and most convenient way to send money back home to family members and friends and associates as well. So we're still waiting for Kaffy to join in. Whilst we're waiting, I just wanted to make sure that you can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, please, can you just signify with a show of hands? Just raise your hands up. We can hear you. All right. Fantastic. Thank you, Como. Welcome, Como. Welcome, Kemi. Welcome, D-Boy, Folake, Techno, Mercy. Thank you very much for joining us. We are waiting for our first guest right now on Chit Chat with the Stars here on Ben Television, supported by World Remit. Hopefully, Kaffy should be she should be joining us very soon. We know that she's going to be linking us up from Nigeria, and sometimes the internet could be a problem, but hopefully this time it wouldn't. We've tried it a couple of times already and we're successful, and hopefully we're going to have a situation where that works perfectly for us. Thank you very much for joining in. Again, let me just ensure that Kaffy can join us too. And if you have any questions, please feel free to send in your questions. You can either send in the question via text in a chat, as you've done, signifying a couple of minutes ago, or maybe raise your hands and I'll be able to unmute you, allow you to put your question across to either Kaffy or May D yourself. So you can either send the text so I can read the question out, or show of hands and I will unmute you to be able to put your questions directly to the guests. Whilst we wait, I think we are, yes. I think Kaffy is about to join us now, and we can start with the guest, Kaffy. There we go. Just wanted to make sure I can see everybody joining in. I can see everybody joining in. Thank you very much for taking the time out this very cold Sunday here in London to sit down with us here on Chit Chat with the Stars on Ben Television. Yeah. Just brilliant. Thank you. Yeah, I'm waiting for Kaffy to join us. But if you have any questions to put through, you can send it through right now. The producer will collate that and we'll start to put that across. So we want to talk about, obviously, how COVID-19 has affected business for people like Kaffy and May D in Nigeria. Second of all, how they're coping with the release or the ease of lockdown, how it's about to change the way we do business going forward in the entertainment industry, particularly in Nigeria. We know here in the UK, we're still under restrictions, so everything is still on mute here in terms of the music business, the entertainment business here in the UK. But in Nigeria, from what we're hearing, the lockdown has been eased. There are time frames that people can go out and do business. They have restrictions, but at least most people, like choreographers or musicians, can start to engage and do some form of business within the industry. So we want to find out. We want to know what has worked for them whilst they've been staying indoors, how they've kept their sanity, how they've kept themselves refreshed in the industry or up to date, basically, especially since they haven't been doing anything publicly. So these are the things we're going to be finding out. I'm seeing some questions being sent there. So please, yes, so Kaffy should be joining us in 2 minutes. Our first guest should be joining us in 2 minutes. and then we're going to kick off. Again, if you're on social media, Twitter, anything, you can easily just hashtag Chitchat with Stars on Ben Television, BENTV, Chitchat with Stars on BENTV. A little mouthful, but please make sure you send a message to somebody else to either check us out on YouTube and join us here on Zoom to be able to put their questions in to the guests that we're having. So Kaffy has sent a message. We'll be joining us in a couple of minutes and we can get down to business. Once again, it's Chit Chat with the Stars. I'm Aisha Olajide, supported by World Remit. We're just going to wait a couple of minutes. Well, as you know, COVID-19 has been the pandemic that has happened over the last couple of months has hit the entertainment business extremely hard. Live performers have suffered hugely because none of them have been able to perform on stages. They haven't been able to perform at clubs. They haven't been able to perform at clubs, at events across the world. And in places like Nigeria, particularly Afrobeats, a brand new genre that is just developing, having such a huge stop on the entertainment business has been one that has hit everybody hard. And internationally, I think social media, the internet has helped for other people to find different ways of maneuvering this industry and make it a little bit of a living via online services. But in terms of Africa, where the internet hasn't been reliable, the entertainment industry hasn't even developed to a stage where it can sustain itself during a pandemic like this. We want to find out and get suggestions from people as well, how we can make this work for people back home. The Afrobeats industry has become one that has hit the scene strongly in the last couple of years, creating a lifeline for young people across Africa. Young people across Africa, particularly West Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon. We've seen superstars like Davido, Burna Boy, Yemi Alade, Tiwa Savage. These people have become iconic names across the world, and they've started to promote the culture and sell the music, the fashion, everything to the rest of the world. Start performing on stages that we haven't seen Africans being identified in the past. Suddenly, shutdown came with the pandemic, and all of that has changed. The only place musicians and entertainers now can look at for revenue is online. Welcome. I'm just checking there. I think we've got another guest joining in. I think Kaffy should be joining in a couple of minutes. So what we want to do, Kaffy, is Kaffy in here? Yep. I think Kaffy is just setting up right now. We will need you to unmute, and we'll need to see you, Kaffy.
Hello.
Hello, Kaffy. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm trying to set myself up. Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. Thank you very much for joining us.
Okay. I'm happy to be here. Hold on. Let me get my video sorted out.
Yep. Yes. Thank
Hello.
you. Listen, thank you very much for joining us here on Chit Chat with the Stars, Kaffy. Again, I'm Aisha Olajide. To some of the people that have just joined, this is supported by World Remit. You're being watched here on Ben Television, not only on Zoom, YouTube, but also will be broadcast on Ben Television. Kaffy, one of the interesting things was you have a way of introducing yourself. Can you do me the honor of doing that to our viewers here around the world?
Okay, you're putting me on the spot.
Please.
Right now, based on the way I sent it to you yesterday, bro.
I want you to at least
I'm not able to.
I want you to touch the most important parts. You are a choreographer, you're a motivational speaker, you are a health and fitness advocate, You are a mentor, you're a businesswoman.
Yes.
You know, I think it's very important that we say those things when we introduce people like yourself, because a lot of people just think Kaffy is a choreographer.
Yes, that's all. And there's more to me. Definitely, there's more to me than that. I would say, first of all, I would say thank you, everyone, for joining in. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And it's just a beautiful time to connect with different people all around the world, for us to know each other more, understand what we are all about, especially during this period of different uprising that we see going on in the entire globe. And I think it's just a moment of reflection. It's a moment where we just have to put what is the most important thing about life in front of us and put that together in a community where we can discuss about them. So thank you, BENTV. Thank you, Mr. Deshope, for doing this. And thank you to everyone tuning in, because you wouldn't be tuning in if you're not seeking change or understanding or information. So thank you all. I'll say again, my name is Kaffy. Yes, my name is Kaffy. As he said, I'm a dance entrepreneur. I'll say I'm a dance entrepreneur because I initiated what it is that is being empowered through the art of dance in terms of business, wealth creation, and capacity building. So in that regard, I'm a dance entrepreneur. I'm an icon, I'm a legend, I'm a kingmaker, because I've subjected my life to be a life of service, to see the best come out of people. So in that regard, I'm a kingmaker, because we're all kings. In the eyes of God, we are kings and queens. So anybody that brings the best out of you is a kingmaker. I'm a pathfinder, because I don't believe in excuses. I don't believe in the fact that there is no way. I don't believe that I believe in God, not just from the angle of religiousness or need. I believe in God based on what it is that he has ordained that we should and can be. And because of that, I am a pathfinder. I find way out of anything, anyway. I'm an inventor because I'm a creative. And once you are a pathfinder, you will invent ways, you create ways, you come up with things that even people did not realize. I'm a fitness trainer because I love my body. And if you want God to use you, the longer you want God to use you in this world, the more responsible you should be over your well-being, your fitness, and your psychological, emotional, and spiritual health. I'm a podcaster. Recently, just became a podcaster because I wanted my voice to scale beyond just my environment. I'm an author because at the moment I am writing 18 incredible books that comes in a box for creative people who don't like to read but need to know all they require to excel using their creative to fend for themselves, or their creativity to fend for themselves. I'm a philanthropist because I own a foundation called Kaffy Foundation. And before it was birthed legally on paper, it has always been a thing for me to give back to the young. So we pay school fees for young children who are creative and talented, but their parents cannot educate them, as well as give back to the community, giving them free medical services. And recently we donated about 100 eye aid to people in Ajegunle. Basically, so I'm a mother, most importantly, of 2 children, 8 and 6-year-old. I'm a wife, I'm married. I'm a leader. So there's so much more.
Wow. Listen, I think that introduction, one of the reasons why I asked you to make that introduction is, I'll be honest with you, that's one of the best introductions I've heard from anybody anywhere in the world. And the reason why I asked you to say it was, when I checked it out, it explains exactly what you are in every single way. Someone just wrote there that beautiful and best introduction ever. Someone, shout out to Kenny. Kenny just put that up there. Let's talk about you being a choreographer. That's where a lot of things started for you. As much as you can summarize for us, talk us through the journey of the choreographer Kaffy.
Okay, the choreographer Kaffy was created out of the need to solve. Like I say, you are as important as the value you bring. So when I started dancing, I didn't want to my life has never been ordinary. So it is just, I think career is just a form or a vehicle to express what it is that you are. really, what you truly believe in. So I wanted to be an aeronautic engineer for a reason. I felt that I want my life to be filling a gap. I don't want to queue up behind anything somebody else is already doing. Like, what's the point? What's the point? Let me do something different or something that can add to, not take away from. So that was why I wanted to be an aeronautic engineer. And since life, family, and everything that affected that, I said, okay, if I cannot be who I want to be as an engineer, I can be that same person as a dancer. Nobody believed it because they felt dance does not have value. I say, it's not about dance, the value of dance in itself, but it's the value of the person practicing it and what the person is using it for. So when I found out that people were interested in dance, and I realized the impression, the whole psychology around what dance is to people, I wondered why nobody wanted to respect the dance. So I was like, okay, if I can find in the entertainment industry what it is that then the importance of dance. So what I did was activate that an artist needed me. How do I is by going give myself be scared to Adele Ayuba's opportunity for them to know they needed me. Even guys how they felt needed this on
Kaffy, Kaffy,
so when she was in my video, oh, look, but they don't understand. And me being in their video, actually, what affect business promotion. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Kaffy, you're breaking a little bit. So maybe if you can move, either try to move your location. Your video is hanging, and then your audio is breaking a little bit, because you're saying some very important things there that people are starting to send messages and already talking about the inspiration that you are trying to create a path for yourself within the entertainment industry, especially in the music business. That I think we lost Kaffy for a second, but I'm sure she'll be joining us back on here shortly. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is Chit Chat with the Stars here. I'm Anisha Proladi on Ben Television, supported by World Remit. We'll be trying to get Kaffy back on. I think she's saying she's yes, she's trying to join back in. So once we get Kaffy back on, we'll continue. But you know, this is one of the reasons why we're doing this, to try to bring, yes, here we go. So you can unmute yourself, Kaffy. Yes. Fantastic.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
I don't know the last thing you heard, and I don't want to repeat too much.
No, you were talking about the inspiration coming from the likes of the Adewale Ayubas,
Okay, so you heard that part. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So the thing was that working with those men and knowing the fact that I needed to create a value chain for what it is that I represent within that scope of entertainment industry, they now, first of all, the first contact was, who is this? She's passionate about this. Dancer, they just come and move their thing and go. They don't get to discuss with the director on shots, on expectation, on what is your game plan for this video, what the energy do you want to drive. So those are the things that allow me to continue to be recommended. But it still hadn't helped me declare my value yet until the videos came out. So when the videos came out, we remember that in those days, there was no internet like that. The only way artists could get their music out there was to literally go to different TV stations, radio stations by themselves. You take your cassette or your DV tape and you have to go from one place, one city to the other to drop it off. So for you to be in demand, it was like extra time. For you to have rotation, you probably need to do more payola or struggle harder. But when I came on board these people's music, the demand for the song kind of like the numbers grew. And there was this old talk of the town. And there was no talking about this girl without talking about the song or the artist that they asked for. That automatically translated to something of value, which is
Wow.
why every other artist now said, I want you. I want
Wow.
you. I want you. Because they believe if you just did, it got to a point, people are like, no dance. I know, so if you just did the video, it will blow.
Wow.
You don't say that until you've seen what you need to see the result of that. And it needs to translate into your money, your need, your hype, before somebody can now subject you to that kind of value. It's different from now. Nowadays, people just want dancers to make their videos look pretty. Then they needed you because you had an impact on their promotions or on their sales.
How do you change that now, Kaffy? Because I remember when people like you came into the scene, not only were you the incredible dancer that we were looking at, but you also choreographed your dancers that you were putting on those videos, were doing amazing jobs, like watching the MC Hammer, watching Michael Jackson videos. That was the vibe we got. But nowadays, it looks like it's going back to people in search for models rather than dancers. How do you change back?
That is in the hands of dancers. I came in when it was much worse. At least there's some kind of value. People, even the general public, appreciates the visuals they see. They appreciate the dancers. They appreciate. In fact, you can't go to any show right now and there's no dancer on stage. Imagine even you that is the audience to declare it boring. And when the dancer, that's another self-day, no day. So it's not as if, it's almost like saying there is diamond. And you're telling diamond, what do you need to go and do to tell people they are diamond? It doesn't change the fact that it's valuable. It is you, the diamond. Are you blasted properly? Are you crystal clear? Are you still in the stone state? It doesn't change it from being valuable. It is the way it is perceived. That is the reason why a craftsman will take so much pain to put diamonds in a ring, because people require a ring. He'll put it around chain because it requires chain. He puts it in a bracelet because people wear a bracelet. So you need your diamond to be placed in places where your value beyond just accessory is seen. So if a dancer portrays himself as an accessory, he's going to be seen as an accessory. If a dancer portrays himself as a partner of the business, he's going to be seen as a partner of the business, and he won't just be fired or treated anyhow.
Wow.
So it's one thing to say people see me as shit. It's another thing to rub shit on yourself.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I completely understand.
What we need to do to change that is orientation. The world in itself, not just the whatever, the entire idea has been the aesthetics and the cosmetic value more than its real empowering, mind-changing value that it possesses. And we actually underlook, or we look away from the effect of even the negativity of not paying attention to the strength it has or the power. Why am I saying if a song has the power to activate violence, it just tells you that creativity has the power to activate violence. So it's not in sense the song, but the idea of music. So if music can activate violence, dance can activate violence. If music can activate hope, dance can activate hope. So everything that music does, dance can do. What does that automatically tell you? That the creative industry has an amazing power to encourage, discourage, promote anything in this world, which is why we need to take it seriously. Because if your child is not going to school, he's going to a club. If your child is not going to read, he's going to dance, he's going to sing.
Wow. Listen, I'm getting messages here. People are going, great words from Kaffy. Bravo, Kaffy. So everybody's definitely learning from you here. That's the reason why I'm so excited that you're the first person for us to have here on Chit Chat with the Stars on BEN Television, once again, supported by World Remit now. Kaffy, I want to talk about a very important thing that happened over the last couple of months. Sadly, the dance industry lost a fantastic dancer, but you people came together to support her family and to really put her memory out there. Talk to me about this, what her loss meant to the dance industry and how you people came together to really celebrate her to the world.
It was such an amazing situation. And just sadly that we had to actually lose someone for the dance industry to rally around themselves to say, you know, this is what we can be. This is how powerful we can be. We can always support each other. We don't need to die for us to do that, you know. And you know, I think it was an eye opener as well as an eye opener for many reasons. An eye opener on the side of where is the structure to protect dancers from from this happening again? Where is the structure to where is the voice to make people understand that the life of a creative matters? Because I don't want to just say dancers' life matters, because the life of creative matters to the point whereby you know that you need medical insurance, to know that you need a guild, a guide, an association that can say, man, that no dancer should go out to work during the pandemic. Any dancer caught working, this and that will happen as a consequence. But at the same time, an association can support and say, all dancers in the industry, we've been able to talk to the government. And for those of you that are out of work, go to social centers and go and pick a bag of palliative or something that can help you, so that somebody like that will not subject herself to going to work during a pandemic and end up risking her life. So it actually, it brought out a lot of issues that we often overlooked, and we need to start realizing that the industry, creative, that is music, dance, and all of that, it's not just about competition, about numbers, who is the biggest artist, who is the biggest dancer, because whatever is happening in the dance world is happening in the music world as well. And say, look, you need to support yourself even for you. In case of you tomorrow, you might be doing very well as an artist today. You might be big as Davido or Whiskey tomorrow, but Davido and Whiskey are still standing on the unbalanced uncertainty of what the future holds for them. You understand? Yeah. Regardless of how much you have. I've seen billionaires lose money in a whim just by bad decisions. So, but how do you protect the source of that money? How do you protect the source, the thing that brought about you? And that is what the girls that did to a lot of us in the industry, that we need to start coming together to support ourselves. Even in our differences, one common goal is that we love dance, or we love music, or we love the art. The love of the art, you should protect it regardless of who is protecting it. Don't say because you hate Kaffy and Kaffy is standing up against something for dancer, you say, nah, no supposed to support. Don't say the same thing for a musician and say somebody came, a system came against Davido and artists are not rallying around Davido because they don't like him. The moment you stand against that, you are standing against yourself when that thing happens to you tomorrow. So it brought that. It was a great loss in terms of what if we could have come together to help this girl's family? Is that how they would have just lost their daughter forever? Is that how it would have happened? So there's a lot to be discussed. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of work still left to be done. We should not just focus on just being popular. And that's what a lot of young people think about. Popularity, money, and the fame. But they don't want to deal with it because they believe nobody cares about that. So they rather show you the fake life, get the opium. I feel the instant gratification they are getting from the virtual reality is like opium. It's like cocaine. It feels good at the moment, but you're still going to go back to your reality at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Kaffy, again, I just want to say to you, thank you very much for what you're doing, the inspiration that you've become within the entertainment industry, and how you continue to lead. First of all, I want to quickly just say welcome, May D. Thank you very much for joining us.
May D.
May D is in here. May D, you need to unmute yourself and you can join the conversation before we take you on fully. May D, can you hear us? I'm sure he can. Yeah, I'm sure
he can.
Yeah, okay. So, Kaffy, now...
Hi, Kaffy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. That's fun. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you too there.
That's good, man. So, May D, we'll be bringing you in shortly to join us, but I want to ask Kaffy this before I throw to May D.
Kaffy, sorry about your mom.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We're sorry to hear. That's the first time I'm hearing about that, Kaffy. Would you like to share with us?
Yes. Yes, I just lost my mom. She was 82 years old. That was a couple of days, almost a week now, a week plus now. Yes, yes, yes. So we thank God for her life, but we're very, very fond of her. So, you know, you always feel like she should live forever. So.
We definitely, please accept our condolences. She's
We love
raised
you,
an amazing queen. Kaffy, now that COVID-19 has kind of changed the way everybody is working, how people are making money, how has that changed the way you've been working and trying to become relevant during this pandemic time?
Wow. I would say, let me say from my perspective, because there's a lot of going on around the world that we all care about in terms of this period. But from my angle, I was right in the middle of doing the first major job for the year, because I didn't start my business by making money. I started it by spending money this year. We're doing a staff training because a lot of young people have talent, but the reason why talent wasn't scaling was they did not seek the adequate knowledge and information required to blow. They just thought blowing was about popular people must just pay me. So to correct that notion, we embarked on staff training January into February. That's all we were doing. Training. So we had the Benin festival, the National Sports Festival. And I was given that job, like a huge contract, because it's national stage, it's national. So we're happy. So I was happy that, okay, we're going to, all the money we have spent, now I can recoup and recover. You understand? Start, because I already have new stuff going on for the year. You prepare the year. It's also my 20th year anniversary. I was also going to plan my 40th birthday with a concert. I've already started engaging all the international choreographers, top choreographers worldwide that were going to be part of that program. So, and that part money itself, they're part of it to go help the program. You understand? And all of a sudden, you don't collect job and you've not finished, you're not even gotten the job. You're not even towards the production so that you know that you focus on the balance as profit. Do you get what I mean? Then you now do all of that. And we are packing bag, but we're already packing costume. I was already saying, okay, guys, the hotel, I've booked the flights, and all of that same afternoon. We just had hold on that thought. I said, hold on, what thought, please? What thought? And they say, just hold on. There's a conversation going on with the presidency. I said, what's going on? And the next day, we got a call 10 minutes later that is being canceled. So for me, I'm a survivor. I go survivor. But my company is totally like giving young people food, jobs, I have in staff, 22 people as staff on ground. They're not talk about the ones on contract, the ones that are not even in-house staff. Then you say, go, okay. And my company is you have three major companies. I have the costume company, meaning the costume production has to halt. I have the dance company, meaning both dance services has to halt. Then I have the fitness company, meaning the gym has to close down as well. And these things are not virtual. They are actual buildings. I have a three-story building that I occupy 75% of that entire building, and my factory. So when you tell me to shut down, you have put me in some kind of factory setting on what is the next step. But ironically, that was not my actual instant reaction on what we're gonna do. My instant reaction is wait. You guys are saying we should go on a lockdown. I understand what lockdown means. Don't go out, don't go anywhere. Where is food going to come from? How are people going to stay? People will revolt over, people would rather die with disease and they are eating. Then they should be hungry. Hunger can turn you crazy. So my first instant reaction was, how do we help people that don't have? And that's where the foundation got really active. So before I thought about my business, I was really doing the foundation work for weeks. And while I was doing that on my bed, I was thinking about my company, like, what do I do? So the good thing was that most of my staff were benefiting from the charity as well, because they all came to get what you used to sustain as well, and all of that. But it was not the same. So I had to start re-strategizing. But God is so great to me that, do you know that late last year, he already told me, prepare for virtual takeover. So I'm telling you. And I don't know why. I was like, okay, I should shut down and do more. I should shut my business. I should cluster the offline business and do more for virtual. In my understanding, he's telling me I need you to scale beyond the young people that can reach you, because there are millions more that can't reach you.
Absolutely.
So that was what I was actually focusing on. Not knowing that something like this will even drive that narrative even stronger.
Even further.
And I already started. So I had a good landing, soft landing on, oh, now we are going virtual. I was already planning to go virtual. It's just that we didn't plan that it was going to happen immediately.
This
So
quick.
yes. So what I did was that I restructured my business. I created an app. The app will be released on my birthday. And this app is say, dancers, wherever you are seated in your house, anywhere, you can log on to the app and get jobs from anybody, anywhere in the world.
Wow.
And you can connect to anywhere in the world. Yes. Then I had another one for my business and services where dancers can log on to the app and they can get schooled, all the programs, curriculum, everything that I am now. I have put it on mobile. And that's basically what I did.
Wow.
And books and podcasts. So that's what I did.
Listen, somebody posted up here that you mentioned you're turning 40. 40 has never looked this young, you know. So, so I think we've got 2 questions here. I think Kenny wants to ask a question. Kenny?
Okay.
Kenny, I think you can unmute yourself and put your question to Kaffy, please. Whilst we have the amazing Kaffy here. Hello, Kenny. Well, I think Kenny hasn't asked the question. Finally, Kaffy, before I know that you have a very, very important conference this evening as well, that you're sharing this time with us. So thank you very much once again for joining us here. Before I let you go, I just wanted to ask you something important. Oh, I think Mr. Otobao has a question. Can you unmute yourself? And
hello, Kachi.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you? You've done very well. Let me start by congratulating you. And I also want to say on behalf of millions of Nigerians, you have done us proud. You are great. These are achievements that are not really common. And I'll tell you why. Achieving success like yours and managing it and keeping it going, it's an inspiration that people like me at my age, you have to salute and congratulate you for. Having said that, you will agree with me that this is a kind of asset that million other Nigerians who have no access to what you are now enjoying now, because of the present governance situation that is not properly put together. Is it right to say we can use you also? Can you also use your the opportunity you have to combine the narratives, the way to get to good governance? Do you understand what I'm saying? Trying to say?
Yes. Yes, I do.
We have plenty of you educating millions of our people, either through physical, virtual, and all that kind of thing. I have no doubt in my mind that we will try to get better governance in place. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for that, sir. And to answer your question, yes. And that's the reason why in the beginning of my opening statement, I mentioned that if we understood the power that the creative industry has over the mind, then you're going to be having more productive minds, or minds that are bent on productivity. The passion of the Nigerian youth is very great. The reason why we are seeing the effect of a global devaluation or a more national devaluation or whatever it is that is a crisis in our country is because I think we are how would I put it? We're not paying attention to understand that the fact that the data of Nigeria is 75% young people. So while you are trying to fix the country, realize that it lies in the hands of young people who presently don't have enough awareness, not enough mentorship. Nobody's caring about how they become. They just want to see what they are now. So because nobody cares about how, they get it anyhow. So the moment you start to care about how your child gets that money, how your daughter, how. I am in the process of how. Even the young people staying in my house and I'm mentoring, I'm like, I'm not about the fact that you can dance. I'm like, what is the value that dance can be out there in the public for you and for your environment? If it's not benefiting other people apart from you, something is wrong with it. Something is really wrong with it. So it must be good for you, but it must be good for you from, you're a light, you must shine it properly. So what we are doing can actually affect positive change in governance, because governance for me is not about the authority on top of the table on the seat. It's about the people that is, you understand? Corruption would not thrive if there's nothing corruptible.
Absolutely.
You understand? You can't be corrupt in a system that refuses to be corrupt.
Absolutely.
Who's going to do the dirty work if people don't believe in the dirty work? So I think the change we seek in Nigeria starts from continuous reorientation of the mind of the youth, because they've been let down and they believe that their forefathers have failed them, and they are feeling like, you know what, there is no hope. So whatever it is that I can do that is feeding me now is better than nothing. So we need to reassure the young people that hard work does pay. Being good is still appreciated, because they want to be good kids. They want to be good. They're just not giving a chance to feel like good matters anymore.
I think that is fantastic. You put it perfectly well, Kaffy, and I think a lot of people will agree with you. Finally, before we bring May D in, Abu is a dancer, and I think Abu has got a question for you. Abu, have you unmuted yourself?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello, Abu.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes.
Can you listen to me?
Question?
Are you listening to me?
Yes,
Yes.
I can
Good
hear
afternoon, Kaffy. I am actually very pleased to actually be on this platform, as this is my first time meeting you, though I follow you up on Instagram. Now, my question is, if we dancers now want to commune with you, since we actually get your message you're passing across to us, now if we want to commune with you, like flow with whatever you're actually trying to want to run with you at your own pace, you understand?
Okay.
Please, how do we get in contact with you? Because I have a little dance group that I'm actually into, that I am actually leading to, and they say you understand? So if I'm actually able to look up to you and get from you, understand? Definitely I'm going to be a better leader wherever I am. But still yet, I'm still looking up to you.
So first of all, I would say you just gave me goose pimples. You know why you gave me goose pimples? Because I've had few dancers think like this. 90% of dancers want to be Kaffy by bringing her down, right now knowing that you need to be Kaffy by studying and doing better. That's the way to be better than somebody, not by looking for, it's not by competition. I'm not in the competition with anything than myself. So what I'll tell you is this, which is the reason why I have created different platforms that will be launched soon. Because of COVID, I had to go back and do it in a way whereby it can function properly wherever you are, because not everybody can come to me physically. Now, there's what I call Dance Boss Leadership Program. I created Dance Boss Leadership Program solely for dancers who are already in the line of leadership. They want to be more than dancers. That's why I say Dance Boss. To be a boss is not to boss over people, but to be responsible and serve.
Dance boss.
So if you want to be, so if you want to be a dance boss,
I'm actually writing it down.
Write it down. Dance Boss Leadership Program.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I want you to start following the platform called Dance Boss with Kaffy.
Okay,
I created that Instagram page because that's where we want to celebrate, highlight, and discover young people that want to be bosses, even as they are dancers. And the leadership program is divided into 3 major departments. I've written the curriculum. We're inviting one of the experts that will teach you there. The business there is for the management department, the creative department.
Thank you very much.
Management, the management, and the creative department, and the administrative. What we are saying is that dancers can be administrators, they can be creative, that is dance and do all the technical stuff, and they can also be in business development as well. So what we are doing is that for you, you'll be able to take different master courses, master classes that teaches you that, okay, how do I open a studio? When should I open a studio? Why should I open a studio? Am I ready for it or not? So when you come for that program, you even be certified. So right now I am currently, my lawyers are working with CAC. We are trying to register it as an educational institute. so that way I can give
Okay, ma'am.
certificate to people that actually come for the program. So you can have a diploma,
Okay, ma'am.
knowing that you came to the Creative
Yes, ma'am.
Institute, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of work. So be patient with me, but don't pull back. Follow me, follow my stuff. I even have some seminars and webinars that are coming up that I want to do for creatives, especially boys on the street.
I am with you. I am
who
with
are
you
leading people
all
like
the way.
you. So Abu, people like you, if you know any boy will be like you, tell them that they follow you, so that anything when you follow, they say they will follow, and they can be on the right track. You understand?
Definitely.
Thank you very much
ma'am.
for being
Thank you
you.
very
Okay.
much. Yes.
And
Thank you,
give
ma'am.
me your details.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would I
Okay,
think I
ma'am.
need his details, Mr. Adesha.
I'm going to get it across to
Okay.
you. I'll get this
Okay, ma'am.
across to
Thank
you.
you.
Again, thank you
Okay,
very
mama.
much, Kaffy. Just before you go, I just wanted to ask you, where can people follow you? What are your social media platforms? Where can people follow you if they want to get more information?
Okay, to follow me directly is at Kaffy Dance. At Kaffy Dance. My fitness platform is called Ijoda by Kaffy. And Dance Boss with Kaffy, that's the platform where we are all about being a dancer and being a boss. So we opened that. Okay, we also have Q Network Africa, which is like a TV platform that I'm raising so that we can celebrate creatives and creativity there. So those are all the platforms at QTV, at Q Network Africa, at Ijoda by Kaffy, at Imagneto DC, that's the dance company. So you see, once you get to MySpace, you'll be able to connect to every other thing that I'm doing. Yes, sir.
Well, Kaffy, listen, it's been an education. Thank you very much for joining us here on Chit Chat with the Stars on BEN Television, supported by World Remit. We are proud of you. We appreciate you. And we are definitely going to be supporting every single thing you do going forward.
I need all the support, so it's not easy.
We will support you. Anything you need us to share, please forward it to us. Even if it's on the television, even if it's on social media, we will happily share everything. Okay? Thank you very much for joining us, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Mr. May D. Make we walk, we need to walk again. Well done. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Abu. Thank you, Otumba. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May D. May D. Have you unmuted yourself? Unmute, May D.
Yeah, I just did that. My guy.
How are you doing? You should turn your phone to the rectangular. Turn your phone. Turn your phone around.
That way. That way, right?
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. And then you can push it up. Then you get it. So listen, brother, thank you very much. Have you set it up?
Yep.
All right. So thank you very much for joining us here on Chit Chat with the Stars on BEN Television, supported by World Remit, the fastest way and most convenient way to send money to our family and loved members around the world. May D, well, it looks like it's been a while since you broke onto the music scene, but it almost felt like you disappeared after a couple of years of incredible heights in the music business. Why would you, what happened? Talk to us.
Okay, how is everything, sir? I greet everyone around here right now. It's a pleasure to be here, and basically, yeah, I was out of the scene. Not really like I was out of the scene, but I wasn't just promoting my music. I wasn't pushing it, but I was away. I was in Sweden, in Europe, because I got married and I have a family there. So, I had to take care of my family, and, it wasn't easy going up and down. I also had tour in the United States. I had tour in Europe. I was always having shows in Europe too, because I was based there at that time.
Yeah.
So, it was just like another dimension of my career, like another side of it, So I just had to experience that side, and it wasn't bad, it wasn't bad. So
what is it like being a father in the entertainment business, being a musician that travels around the world, but also wanting to be a father, to be there for your son? What's that like?
Right now, you have a lot of responsibilities, and you don't just do things for your fans now, you also do for your son, and there's a way you want your child to see you, you don't just, you now become a very responsible musician. You get me? Because there's a way you want your child to see you behave, and on television, exactly, not just your fans too. So it changes things. It changes things. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, the music business in Nigeria has almost changed the lives of young men and women like yourselves, who, you know, whether you went to university or didn't, the minute you had a music talent and you broke into the scene, it almost became an official career. What was it like initially in the early days of you being in the Afrobeat scene? Did you instantly think that this was going to pay you, or you needed a second job?
Basically, yeah, to be honest, right from time, I always knew I was going to do music. Like, I always wanted to do music. I didn't even want to do any other job. But the only thing that happened was I just used to, hustle, like, do side jobs while, I was trying to get into the scene. But in my early days, yeah, I didn't need a job. Trust me. I knew I wasn't going to need a job.
Well, when you're talking to young people now and trying to inspire the young musicians, what kind of advice do you give them going into the game? Do you tell them to always have a second path to finance them, or do you say go 1000% for music until it pays, knowing fully well that life in Nigeria is difficult if you're not earning any money?
I can actually speak for myself. Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I'm not going to speak for any other person's journey, because I don't know how it pays each and every one of us. We all look or see differently.
Yeah.
So, it depends on how you see your journey, but all I'm just going to tell you is don't stop. Whatever it is you're doing, don't stop till you get there. That's exactly all I'm going to say. Just don't stop. Because that's what worked for me. I had a process. My own was, the question was again, sorry.
The question was that how would you advise younger people now? Would you say go solely for the music, or have a second kind of side job just in case the music business doesn't work for you?
Yeah, exactly. So someone like me now, yeah, I went straight for the music. Yeah. I'm speaking for myself now. I went straight for the music, basically, because I just believed in myself so much. That was the main thing. I just believed in myself so much, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go for these things till I get it. And I was getting, and a lot of people were encouraging me. I was getting, remarks from a lot of people. I was getting feedbacks from friends. I was getting feedbacks from a lot of people. So I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna keep doing this thing till, And I was getting gifts from, I was getting, gigs here, there, even if it was just a birthday party. Once you just come and sing in a birthday party, how much would you take? It wasn't like I was popular like that, but they just wanted me to come and sing for them, And in the choir too in church, I won awards. In my school, I won awards. So, all that just motivated me, and I was like, you know what, this is all I'm gonna do.
I know that the news in recent time has been your partnership with P Square, and everybody has been it's been under a spotlight. What I'd like to ask you is, what did your journey with P Square, what did you learn from that partnership, and how has it helped you going on now in the music business?
Basically what I learned, my journey with Square Records and what I learned from them was, never ever stop believing in yourself. No matter how people put you down, or no matter what people tell you in life, what really matters is what is inside you and your belief. A lot of people will tell you a lot of things that you can't do, or you can't. The people that really tell you can't are the people that really don't want you to do it. So the best thing to do in life is to always follow your dreams. Always follow your dreams. Always believe in yourself. Yourself matters first. You can't love someone else if you don't love yourself.
Absolutely.
So you need to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, a lot of people will discourage you by their words. Knowing fully well that you can do it, knowing fully well you can do this, then do it. You don't need nobody's validation, nothing. And you can always make it on your own. You don't need anybody to push you. Push yourself.
Wow.
Push yourself. Yeah.
Wow.
So believe
Now,
in yourself, push yourself. You're the best promoter for yourself. You get me?
Yeah, yeah. Now, 2020, I'm sure you had big plans for this year until the pandemic came. What were your plans for 2020, and how has the pandemic, COVID-19, affected those plans?
Ah, man, 2020. 2020 is a year that I decided that, you know what, I'm coming back to Nigeria. I'm coming back into the music scene. You know, I'm done having, I'm done having vacation, being away from the country. I'm done listening to people saying, where is Mr. May D? Where are you? Are you back? Even when I'm around in the country for a bit, people are like, are you around? Oh, I didn't know you were around. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm coming to sit down. Let's all work for this now. So I started in January. I started, working in the studio and decided to drop an EP this year, which I was meant to drop last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I decided to drop it this year. So I stayed in Nigeria, got a couple of producers, and worked on the EP. Dropped it on May 1st, regardless, regardless of the whole pandemic and everything.
Yeah.
You get me? So I wasn't supposed to drop on May 1st because I had people telling me, oh, you can't drop on May 1st, it's too early, you need some time. And I'm like, no, it's May Day. The name of my EP is May Day. I need to drop it on May 1st. That's the plan. So yeah, I dropped that. And then immediately, I kept working. Like I said, I'm in Nigeria to work. So I don't really care about, if I don't have a video to a song, like I'm just going to keep dropping. I just want them to know that I'm back. You get me? I don't care. Like even if I drop a song today, I can drop another song tomorrow. Like that's how I just want to keep dropping. You get what I'm trying to say? Exactly. So just for them to know I'm back. You get me?
But what about the fact that obviously the pandemic has stopped you from being booked for shows? First of all, your EP is titled May Day, right?
Yes, it is.
Exactly. Now the pandemic has stopped people from being booked for shows. You're not performing at parties. You're not performing anywhere else. What is the major source of income for a musician like yourself now?
Our major source of income right now is, I would say, our royalties, our royalties and our, publishing.
Yeah.
Publishing and royalties. And I think maybe gifts.
Yeah. A lot of people, the young musicians, are not, educated with the royalties. Talk to us about publishing royalties and how important it is for a young musician to ensure that they've got their documentation right from the beginning.
Okay, what I'm gonna say is this, like from producers, I'm gonna say a lot of them, just want to go for the money straight up. They actually forget that, when you have money in cash in hand for a certain project, it goes like that because money in hand is being spent. But when you have a project that is being structured for royalties, I think as a producer, I'd rather go for royalties than go for money. I'd rather tell you, what, instead of paying me, it's okay, you want to give me 20% and then pay me. Okay, instead of paying me, why don't you up my 20% to 30%? I'd rather do that, as a producer, than for me to take, money and not even know anything about royalties. I've had a lot of producers since I go back to Nigeria, chat a lot of things like, they just want to get paid. They don't want no royalties. And I'm like, who says that? At the end of the day, you pay them and then they come back saying, oh, they didn't take no royalties for this song. You cheated them. And I'm like, but I asked you then, do you want royalties or you want to get paid or do you want both? You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man.
So education is important, right?
Exactly. Very, very important. And they need to understand that they need to really, really be calm when they're going into this thing because a lot of them just feel, oh, it's just by putting up a song on YouTube and then getting views and then being popular and then going for shows. Now that there are no shows, you need to understand that you need to register your song, you need to register yourself with a publishing company, register your songs online. You can go through TuneCore by yourself or go through different platforms by yourself, register your songs by yourself. your account number should be you know, attached to it.
Attached to it.
So you get paid every month. There are lots of, you know, what's it called, platforms that you can get paid every month. Over 100 platforms that you can get paid every month.
Wow, wow. Now,
Yeah.
I think some people have put up their hands to ask questions. Abu, Samuel, can you unmute yourself and just ask your question to our guest here, Mr. May D, on Chit Chat with the Stars on Ben Television, supported by World Remit. Abu, are you on now? Hello, Abu. Okay, if we can't get Abu on, is D-Boy asking a question? So maybe, well, since we're still waiting for them to ask their questions, I want to ask you, you released a single almost a couple of weeks after you released an EP. Isn't that counterproductive? Why did you decide to do that?
I decided to do that because, you know, it's something I never used to do before, and you know, things are not normal anymore. So you need to try. So you need to try different tactics now in the game.
Hello.
And the song. Hello, Abu. Hi.
Hello, Mr. May D. Wow, it's an honor to actually be on screen with you for the first time.
God bless you, my
brother.
brother.
How you doing over there?
I'm fine, thank you, Abu. And you?
I'm fine. I'm okay. We thank God. Sir, all this while, meanwhile, you've actually been off scene. I don't know, probably if there is any project that you have at hand, because we actually miss the sense that Mr. May D has always been there. Probably there are throwbacks on the TV and just listen to your songs and over again. You'll be like, where is this man? You understand? Let him come back. Won't just get out by begin. Understand? So I don't know if there's something we should be expecting very soon. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if you are talking about something you've been expecting, that means I guess you just joined us back right now, Abu.
Yeah.
Because we've been talking about projects that I just dropped like a month ago, and then I just actually dropped something like yesterday.
Yeah.
So you can follow me on my social media platforms, and then you get everything.
What are the titles, May D? Please say it. You know, we're live here.
The title of my EP,
Yeah.
The title of my EP is May Day. High with You, and it's out worldwide. And I just dropped a new single called Lower Lower. That's out. I dropped it yesterday.
All right.
It's out worldwide on all the platforms: Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Deezer, you know, Shazam.
Thank you very much.
Okay, can I come in now very quickly?
Yeah. D-Boy, please.
Yeah, so big up Mr. May D. Just like the body of work that you released, absolutely amazing. 5-track album, and yeah, I'm really digging that one right now. I just want to ask you very quickly, a lot of people have been talking about your situation with Jude and P Square recently. Why has it taken you so long to actually speak on it? Because it seems like, you know, your name was tarnished a little bit in the media, and you've been so reluctant to speak on it. Why has it taken you so long to actually talk about it?
Yeah.
You know, should I be honest with you? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you because we're not kids here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, if I had spoken about it then, yeah, they would have said I was an ingrate. You know, and P Square, yeah, I was trying to protect their name. You know, there are guys that I actually love from the bottom of my heart. That's why I was working with them. So there's no point of me leaving them and trying to spoil their name, even if they say bad things about me. I mean, I'm confident about myself. It's not about what I say about people, but about the work that I do. So, you know, I was just about working because I was excited. I was just into the game. You know, you guys had everything. I just had nothing. And I just started making something. So I expected you to just support me and wish me well, you know, but you didn't. And I decided not to say anything about it because I felt people were going to say because it was too fresh for me. And people were going to say, you know, I was an ingrate. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just focus on the music, which I did. And it helped me. So now I'm back in Nigeria. I'm trying to focus back again into my career. And then people are bringing back the question that, why am I an ingrate? You know, why wasn't I? So I'm like, you know what? it's best, since there's no more P Square, then it's best that I just, save myself from this. That's all.
Have you had any conversations at all, personal conversations with any of the P Square members, or since you guys went your separate ways? Have you tried to communicate with each other at all?
I mean, we talk like we're brothers. I mean, even right now, I'm only just speaking out. I'm not, having any issues with any of them. I'm just speaking out, just saying, just trying to clear my name, because it's business at the end of the day. I have a family. So
Yeah.
I have a name to protect. I have a family. So, I mean, I'm just trying to let them know that if I was an ingrate, I wouldn't go through the things I went through with them. I'm not even trying to say the things that happened,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say, Jude needs to just clear my name out and say, oh, he said that out of anger. And that's it, you don't just call people ingrates or greedy just like that, because we're in a business world.
What about the side, finally on this, I just wanted to find out, like, how about reaching out to each other and speaking personally? I know P Square are fantastic, May D is fantastic on your own as well, but maybe as fans, because we saw you guys together and we loved you guys together, we find it so hard to get over the fact that you guys are no longer working together. Is it possible that one day we could see, Square Records family, Jude, Paul, Peter, May D, on stage and around each other again?
Yes, I think it is. On my side, it's possible. But, I really don't have problems with people. And I keep saying it till tomorrow, we don't burn bridges.
Yep.
You can try and protect your name, but you don't burn bridges. So, I mean, I'm still very good friends with them. The only thing is, I'm just trying to clear my name from any, that's all, man. I'm just trying to start afresh, and I'm trying to clear my name from anything. So I don't want no problems. That's all.
Absolutely. Finally, my producer here just sent a very important question. Nowadays, we're seeing all the problems that we're having around the world with, African Americans in America being racially profiled, Black people in Europe, the same thing. Did you experience any form of racism when you were in Sweden? And what was it like for you living out there?
Yes, I actually did experience a couple, and it wasn't so easy living out there too, because, there are not so many like that, Black people like that in Sweden. So it's kind of fresh for them too. And it's a normal thing, it's like a preset in the brain,
Yes.
about everybody, So, I mean, I just try to live my life, I don't live like, like I'm there to plan. What?
You don't live like a celeb. You're not popping champagne everywhere.
No. I'm not doing that one in Europe.
Listen, man. Well, now that you're back in Nigeria and dropping music, I've got to be honest with you. We're very excited. I'm very excited about what's to come for you. The latest record, Lola, sounds amazing. I think that's going to be incredible. Do you have any other message that you'd like to put out to the fans and the followers here on Ben Television?
Basically, I'm just going to say, believe in yourself, man. That's the most important thing in life. Love yourself. Love yourself like anything, and believe in yourself. It always works. Trust me. It always works.
Well, again, where can people follow you on social media? Where can they follow you? What are your handles, please?
You can follow me on Instagram, Mr. May D, MrMayd. And on Twitter, you can spell it out, Mr. MISTERMAYD, Mr. May D. On Trailer, you can follow me, Mr. May D, MrMayd. Yeah, that's it. On Snapchat, it's Surest Boy.
Surest Boy. You're making sure you plug all your handles.
Straight up.
Yeah. Listen, again, I want to say thank you very much for joining me here on Chit Chat with the Stars on Ben Television.
My pleasure, boss.
of course, supported by World Remit, the fastest and easiest way to send money to family members around the world. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this May D edition. May D, we wish you all the success, and we'll be supporting you a lot going forward. Okay.
I love you guys too, man. Thank you very much, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support too. Thank
you very much for joining us. And that wraps up our chit chat here with the stars on Ben Television. I'm Adeshope Olajide, of course, powered by World Remit. Catch us same time next weekend when we'll have another set of celebrities and stars that will be having a really intimate chat with us. And we hope that you enjoy it then. Until then, it's bye for now.